Hey guys, Tom here. It's the age of the smart TV. Well, they've been around since the 2010s and people are now preferring smart TVs over your regular old TVs with just cable and whatnot. With smart TVs, you've got tons of apps and streaming services to watch whatever you want to watch, and you can connect it to the internet to browse and stuff. One of those TVs is the Samsung DU8000 or the 85-inch class Crystal UHD DU8000. Honestly, that's a weird naming scheme, why not just say 85-inch DU8000? But how does Samsung advertise it? It's a crowd-pleasing TV with rich details. It's slim and sleek. It's a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna list down what makes this TV it. First off, the TV itself. It's only an inch thick, or an inch thin, but that's pretty thin already. Or is it still thick? I suppose it depends who's asking, but an inch to me is pretty thin already. Think about how far we've come in technology with regards to TVs. If you take a look at TVs from like 20 years before, it's like these big old hunks of chunks or something, but now it's just an inch thick. Imagine that, an inch thick. Oh well, it's been said to blend into your wall, so if that matters to you, there's that. What about the screen? The screen is an LCD screen and it's capable of 4K, that much is true. However, that doesn't mean everything you watch is going to be in true 4K just because of that. The TV is capable of 4K if you are watching content that is natively 4K. If you aren't, then the videos and content you consume are just being upscaled to 4K. For the most part, this shouldn't matter a lot, but if you're obsessed with seeing even the tiniest, the most minute details that can be offered, then you should take this into account. Next up, we have clear motion. This is a tough one to explain personally, but it basically makes whatever it is that you're watching or viewing look smoother. Personally, I recommend tweaking with the settings to turn this off because this setting makes my eyes hurt. It's very, very, very extremely annoying to watch things like that, but I do remember how to explain it now. Let's use this example. Basically, you have a video that's in 30 frames per second, as in it was recorded in 30 frames per second. What clear motion does is that it applies an artificial filter to make it look much smoother than 30 frames per second. Of course, it's not a filter, it's more technical than that, interpolation, but for the sake of making it easier to explain, this is what it is. Up next, we have mega contrast. Whoa, mega contrast. What the hell does that mean? Well, according to Samsung, it reduces the difference between light and dark areas so that objects on screen stand out more. It means you get a brighter picture. Again, artificially. In some cases it's good, in some cases it's bad because it'll blow out the brightness in the things that you watch. Personally, I think it's an eyesore, but it helps in some cases. Rare cases, probably. Here's an example of what's happening. I took this image a few days ago and I'm going to use paint.net to switch it up. So, you have a normal looking picture here, it's a picture that you would take with any old camera. Well, not really any old camera, but any camera in general. So, yeah, look, it's a nice picture, I'm not the biggest photography genius out there, but it's a nice picture all in all. So, let's do what Samsung advertises as like a brighter picture. This is what it does. Like laymanly speaking laymanly, whatever. This is what it makes it look like. This is obviously exaggerated. It's probably just gonna look like this for the most part, but you don't want that. This is fine, but when you exaggerate it, this is what happens. It looks weird. It looks not really nice. You see? Alright, let's do that one more time, but with the worst case scenario, let's say. You see how different that makes the whole image? Look, which do you think is better, this or this? See? You see the difference? That's basically what it does. Alright, up next is Object Tracking Sound Light. What a mouthful. Anyway, Samsung says it's 3D surround sound that follows the movement on screen using our incredible virtual top channel audio. And basically, what that means is it's just surround sound. Tech that has existed for years already. It's nothing new. Now what about dynamic crystal color? Well, it's that. I mean, it's advertised to be able to show 1 billion shades of color to help produce greater detail, yada yada yada. It's cool and all that. It's one thing that helps, but honestly, as the average consumer, I can't really tell the difference. You might though. And then we have HDR, which is a bit redundant since we already have the brighter picture thingy that I showed a while ago. Again, results will vary on different content, but adding HDR to an otherwise already great video or content it's not a good idea, you know? You could do it, but it's just, why? You know, there's no sense to it. And then, lastly, we have Crystal Processor 4K. According to Samsung, you can see content as it was meant to be viewed, in dazzling 4K. The processor automatically transforms color, sound, and more. The only problem is, to what? To 4K? Sound in 4K. That's honestly stupid. You know, I can hear sound in 4K. I can see colors in 4K, yay! That's all just unnecessary noise to make your brain think you need it. You don't. Anyway, don't be put off by all those things. You can turn them off to get the original television feel and look, you know, apart from the Crystal Processor 4K thing, because it's built into the TV, so whatever. So, that's everything you need to know about this 85-inch 4K Crystal UHD DU8000. Why do they have to name it like that? Now this TV isn't really the best of the bunch, but if you just really want a fairly large smart TV, then scan the QR code that'll magically show up on your screen right now. Big thanks to my video editor for that. Or, if you want, you can click the link in the description below.